Government Degree College, Utnur, Adilabad. G. Vijay, Contract Faculty, Lecturer in Computer Science and Applications, BSc final year. So last class discussions about if statements. Today you have to discussion if else and then statements. This is the selections of structures if then, if else and then statements. The if else statements can give the flowcharts in this charts is there. This is called as a conditions statements. Condition statements greater than grade and more values greater than and grade and what in more values can give the above value can give in grade ranks, and grade they will be take ranks. Grade means maximum score they will be give the A grade, B grade, C grade, D grade and etc, and give the grades of in this else and if statements, then give the uh, else if select case. So this is called as a given statements. Condition statement, this is the condition statement. This is the condition statements. Condition statements can give the maximum value and grades or biggest of values, and give the condition statements, then take if statements. If it's a greater than b, for example take these values: a greater than b, a value equal to 10, a b value equal to 20, then this called as a given a value it's a 10, b value it's a 20. This is called as a these conditions, these statements and give the false. And next one, if b greater than a, it's a value of true, then given value of true. This is the conditions of given decisions of making conditions value. Biggest of two variable, then take two variable values, and biggest of b greater than a. So the value of considers, then give the results, it's a big value, and absolutely value can give the absolutely value. It's a value it's a 10, b value it's a 20. This called as a given results, it's a value of b, it's a absolutely value and give the results in b. So this called as a given, it's a grade of given, decisions of grade. A greater than equal to 60, grade greater than equal to 60, in give the display, it's a passed, display it's a passed means up, give the minimum 60 and above the value can grade of given right in pass. This is the display of given value. And so this value is given display on decision making and display the pause and give the result, it's a biggest of given grade, or a or b and c and d. So this is called as a given. So for example, So the control statement in Visual Basic is symbol, sequence, selections, and structures in Visual Basic, a collection of statement in execute the statements. The if you have a multi values or multi variable, then take give the statements. This must be if else and give the flow charts. If else and give the flow charts. So this is the given of flow charts. So a if statements can given the flowcharts and give the if statements in booleans of a single statements. A booleans of if a booleans of single statements. If booleans single statements. So this called as a given of statements, and next one we have to if boolean expressions statement, statement 1 and statement 2, and so many statements is there, give the uh, give the statements multi-value. If you have multi-valued statements, this must be a block included in brochure. So this is called as a given of structures in flowcharts. So and give the flowcharts of given example. This is called as a decision making statements. This is called as a false. So this is the given statement 1, statement 2. This called as a boolean of operator. This is called false and give the true. The expanses of values is given of statements of given values, and the decisions of making in this one, decisions of making in this ones can give the statements it's a false, can give the statements it's a false, and go for next statement 1, and then will be go for false and the statements and go for and another statements. This is called as a given of if statements. So and next one, this called as a given as a an example, give the flowchart and give the statements. So this one is statement 1 and this one is statements 2, and give the execute of these programs and give the statements and another statements, and give the values. Statement 1, statement 2, and statement. So this is called as a given of a condition, and give the this called as a false, go for the true value. And next else statement, else statements, and give the else statements, they will be next statements, it's go for next statements, then execute of these programs, then execute of these programs. So this is called as a if if else. If else, these flowcharts have given if else statement. These flowcharts have given if else statements. So this is called as a given of conditions and display of passed out and give the greater thans of grade and the end of these programs and give the statement in this mm, grade of in 60 or 70 or 80 or 90 and give the grade A, B, C, D in D or fails. And so 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 take this one example, if else then statements in give the programs. So this one, so if then and if grade greater than equal greater than equal 60 and give the then. If then and then they will be give the right absolute value and conclusion of this programs and display of these programs give the results, right? Password end if and if this is called as a given. This is if grade equal to greater than equal 60 then write password end of these programs. So this is the conditions given is if statements, and we have to discussions about if else and next one then then so else statements also they will be take in this second example this program. If then else, if grade greater than equal 60 then write in pass conditions or display the pass, give the biggest of given grade value and give the pass. So uh, so and next one give the if statements and else also, right? It's a fail. If and if programs close end of these programs, this is called as a given if else statement, then conditions give the selections of true. If then else, if grade greater than equal 60 then write passed, else write failed. And if so this one is given of absolutely given values of or true or false. It's a false, it's a true, it's a false, and give the password or write a password or else statements write failed and end of these programs and end of this program. So then will be give the and grade values this given example, nested selections, alternative selections. There are nested select alternative select. So given example, and if grade more taken grade values. So this one, it's give the grade value, and if grade greater than equal 90, then write a grade. And next one, then will be give the else statements, use else statements, and then take if statements and else statement. This called as a given a grade, and 90 above given marks and give the a grade, and 80 to 90 then given marks and give the statements, it's else statements. And if grade greater than equal to 80, then write a b grade. And next one, if and else, then there will be take if grade greater than equal 70, then write c, and else write f. And so given of values, and given of values in 90 above, then take write a grade a, and 80 above, then in 90 to 80, then grade b given values, and 70 to 80, then grade given c value, and 70 below, then given the c value, and so automate 7 below, then will be give the fail value. So conditions, they will be take if and else. There are three times, there are else one, and give the end if statements conditions, and if statement conditions, and give the end if, and if statements second conditions, and if statement, and grade if statements, and end if. This called as a given of give the grade values, and give the grade value, then take in the instructions of given, select a nested statements given grade value, grade above marks, then give the value of grade a, b, c, and d, e, f, and to take the if statements in take, they will be give the end of these programs in end if. And how many types of open this grade and closing of this end of these programs. So this one as given is nested, and so and given values of given, so the alternative variations, this is called as a given grade. Else if, alright, so this taken value if grade, right, else if, then taken at the same at a times, then give automatically else if grade greater than 80, and write greater than grade b, on right grade b, else if grade greater than equal 70, then c, else, alright. And next one, give the d. So this one as given of in right d, we have to else if, and if, else if, else if, else if, and so end if is closing this various statements. This is the given of statements else if, else if. These conditions then give the value of else if at the same at the conditions, then give the right directly give the grade values. So this called as a given values of grade value, then if else statements. the selection statements, evaluating a logical expenses, executing statements only if you are true, and two-way of selections in given the value of it's a value of given. So this is called as a given of flowcharts in the status of given decision making statements in give the statements of grade and this is called as a given decision making statements and give the grade A, and automatically we have to use in these statements. So these conditions, the condition statements give the greater than 19, it's a true, and give the false. So this is called as a given grade value in given a. This is called as a given flowcharts of given is grade value in this flowcharts in Visual Basic in these statements. So this is right in two-way of selection statements when you want to execute one or more statements. If a logical statement it's a true, but also want to execute one or more different statements, it is a false. A nested if statements write a inside, so if statements can components of expressions with a nested if. So this is called as a given of flowcharts. Both sides we have to take decisions of given statements. So and this called as a given statements. So this is one is a conclusion of the execute of these programs. This is called as a false. This is called as a true. So this called as a given one or more statements in executing it's a false and give the conclusion, and one or more statements to execute if it's a true, then give the values of is end of these programs, give the end of these programs in give the result absolutely value. So this is called as a statements in given if exam score greater than equal 90, then grade A. Else if exam score greater than equal to 80, then grade equal to B. Else if exam score greater than equal 70, then grade C. Else if exam score greater than 60, then grade D. Else grade equal to it's a fails, and end of these programs. The multi-way of statements in these programs give the one or more statements depending on value or variable. Depending on value and variable. This is the value of given variable. So variable, this depending on the variable value, sometimes called a case statement in keywords. Select case. For example, select case give the exam scores. Case is greater than equal 19, grade A. Case 80 to 89, grade B. Case 70 to 79, grade C. So case 60 to 69 is grade D. Case else grade F. It's a end of selections. This is called as a given of output in given absolutely value in given results. The marks decision make decisions is a selection of statements by given a logical expenses evaluated to either true or false. A logical operators, giant two logical operators from compound expanses. One way selection statements evaluated a logical and executing one or more statements in if true or false. A two-way selection statements evaluated a logical executing one or more statements it is a true. The executing one or more different statements if it is false is one way selection. One line to multi-line it says statements. A two-way selections if and else statements. In multi-way selections in keyword select case in this statements of given values. So this is the given control statements in Visual Basic. Sequence selections is a structures in Visual Basic selections collections of statements in executing this control statements in Visual Basic. So in this must be if else in flowcharts in VB, else if close in this Visual Basic the control statements in right two-way selections statements logical expanses then statements else and if else this called as a if in Visual Basic. So this is the given of values. So conclusion of this is simple programs. Sub mean line 2 dim it's a keywords x as a integer equal to 20 and y as a integer equal to 10. So and this one as given example if x equal to 10 then and if y equal to 20 then and if and end sub this is the given of programs in this give the simple and simply program. This comparisons of given less than or greater than values so this is called as a given simple and simply programs given in Visual Basic. X variable and y variable dim x as a integer equal 20 as integer equal to 10 y as a integer 20 if x greater than 10 then and if x less than equal to 20 and then and if and end sub. So given of example in these programs. So this is called as a statements of control statements in Visual Basic in given flowcharts and Visual Basic sequence structures add grade and total add and flowcharts and then if then else structures and given the Visual Basic decision statements if then else if then else if select case. It also discuss the use of in Visual Basic in symbols use in the control structures in if else if then. So this is called as a given of in this Visual Basic methods. So if statements can be followed by a optional else statement, which executing the boolean expanses is false. So booleans operators, then true or false, then take a syntax if then else if is a Visual Basic in the statements of given. If booleans of expenses value of taken variable, then statements, and else then statements of given. If the boolean expressions evaluated true, then the if black is of code will be executed, otherwise else black of code will be executed. In given in the above flowcharts conditions, then give the variable flowcharts in VB. So in the above code in compile in the executing processing follow the some results and given grade. If statement can be followed by the optional if else if else statement, which is very useful to test various conditions using a single if else if statements. When using if else statements, there are few options is given, though some points is there. And if can have 0 or 1 else, and it must come after then else if. And next point, if can have 0 or many else if, and they must come before in else. And our next point, and once else if succeeded, this remaining else if or else will be started. This is called a conditions can give the values of statements. This one also. So this is the statements of control structures in Visual Basic. Thank you.